Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
And the warmest of welcomes to you once again to Manifesting Made Easy with myself, Salarah Starre. It is an absolute honor to be connecting with you all the way from Winchester, which is a beautiful historic city all the way in the south coast of England. And I have to say, we're going into the winter months now. It's a really, really beautiful time to witness the changing of the seasons. And I love the way autumn brings a very beautiful invitation to shed that of which no longer serves, so that we can start to plant the seeds for growth of that which we want to manifest in our life. So a very, very magical and sacred time when it comes to working with the seasons, when it comes to our manifesting practice. So how have you been getting on with your decluttering? I know that was one powerful episode. If you haven't had a chance to go back and listen, I definitely would. And decluttering is one of the most powerful ways to activate the law of attraction. So if you've kind of been feeling stuck or blocked in any area of your life, one of the quickest and easiest and most effective ways of attracting your desires into your life is, of course, to create some space for them to come in. I certainly know that when I feel a bit sluggish and things are slowing down a little bit, the first thing that I do is I have a good old clear out, and it feels so good to do that. So we've got to make sure that once we've created space for our manifestations to come in, that we're absolutely laser focused on what it is that we want to fill that space with. But of course, master manifestation is all about knowing that the universe will bring us what is for our highest good of all, or not at all. And of course, what is ours by divine right will always come to us, and what isn't ours will always go by us, and learning to be absolutely okay with that as well. And some people say, well, how can you be okay with that? Because if we try and bring something into our life that isn't for our highest good, it can have all sorts of knock-on effects to many other areas of our life. And quite frankly, it can be very, very hard work. So if something doesn't happen, then I'm actually grateful because it saved me a huge headache. Or it could just be that the universe has a different timeline. So it's not to say it won't happen, it will, but just in the perfect time and space sequence, which means that it'll be a very, very joyful manifestation. And understanding this knowledge helps to take the pressure off and surrender and come into more of a space of allowing, which is where the law of attraction is the most powerful. I always say to people in my private coaching practice, what happens when you chase a chicken? Many of them will say, well, it runs away. Absolutely. And that's the same with our manifestations. If we chase, if we push, if we try and force something to happen, then we just push it further and further away from us. Whereas if we use the metaphor of the chicken, if we just stand still, the chances are I'll probably get a bit nosy, want to come over and say a little hello as well. So that's similar to manifestations. Anyway, I've got something quite exciting for us to talk about today. And this is something pretty close to my heart, actually, because for so much of my life, I was so worried and so fearful about making mistakes that I actually ended up kind of going into analysis paralysis, not really taking any action whatsoever. Or if I did take action, it would be fear-based action, which would then just lead to undesirable events. But what I've learned actually that making mistakes is a part of growth and a part of the success formula. Now, if somebody had have told me this when I was younger, I probably wouldn't have had as much angst around the subject as what I have had over the years. But understanding that actually one of the most important things in manifesting is to not be afraid to make mistakes. It's like, oh my God, what do you mean? So many of us fear it, that we just don't take any action at all and wonder why our life does not move forward. Then things feel slow and sluggish. And many people say to me, I feel stuck. Whenever anybody in my coaching practice says to me, I feel stuck, I know that there's something deeper going on. And it's not necessarily that they feel stuck. It might be because there's some kind of action they are scared to take. Okay, so fear can play a really big role in manifestation. And of course, when we come from the vibration of fear, we're injecting that particular energy into the energy signature of our manifestation, which then only brings us more of the same. So it's a very limiting way of doing it. So, you know, I'm a great fan of bearing witness to our own patterns and cycles. And if we notice that we are going into manifestation and it is coming from any space of lack or need or greed or any of those low vibrational feelings, it'll just create limited outcomes. Okay, so like I said, one of the most important things in manifesting is to not be afraid to make mistakes. In fact, mistakes are an important part of becoming successful. Sometimes the fear of making mistakes is actually bigger than the mistake itself. Have you noticed that along your life, where you feared something so much, and then when you've actually done it, you thought, oh, actually, that wasn't so bad after all. And even if there is a mistake, let's say a perceived mistake, there's always a learning, there's always a growth, which is what unlocks our next level of consciousness. So actually, instead of being scared of making mistakes, we almost want to kind of dive in, snorkel and all, and be willing to make the mistake, knowing that within that, there will be a gift. That gift will then unlock our next level. Yep, totally true. I understand trying new things can be really, really intimidating. Sometimes even super, super scary. But it is essential if we're going to achieve our goals. So it's about learning to desensitize to making mistakes so that it doesn't become this big thing. I'm a failure. There's something wrong with me. I'll never do it. It's more importantly to look at it going, okay, well, that's an avenue that doesn't work, which is great. So now I can try these avenues, and it's a process of elimination. So rather than it being wrong, it's more of a fun, curious kind of journey. Oh, okay, well, if it didn't work that way, I'm curious if I try this and see what happens instead. It's a bit like with Thomas Edison and the light bulb. Apparently, there was up to 2,000 attempts to get that light bulb started, sparked, whatever you want to call it. And if Thomas had have given up or, you know, had any kind of meltdown, which to be honest, I'm sure he did, right? Then we wouldn't have the light bulb the way we have it. But instead of looking at it as a failure and instead of looking at it as mistakes, what he did instead was saw it as a process of elimination towards achieving his goal, which of course is why we have the light bulb now. So thank you, Thomas, and thank you for the amazing spiritual lesson that that brings with it as well. So take a moment now just to think about what the word mistake means to you. Some of you might be saying it means failure, it means that I'm not good enough, it means that I'm wrong or I'm bad. So generally, I think we would agree that it has quite a negative connotation to it, right? Or at least that's how we've been programmed, of course, up until now, because I'm here to reprogram you with a positive success mindset that's going to really help you achieve your dreams. So when you think about the word mistake, how do you feel? Again, you're probably coming up with feeling a sense of failure, feeling a sense of worry, feeling a sense of doubt in myself. And that's normal for that word to bring those feelings up, because that's what we have been programmed to believe mistakes are, which is such a shame. I have made so many positive mistakes along my journey. I say positive because every mistake is positive, because I have unlocked something so extraordinary within that. So if we can look at, well, what did I learn? Okay, think about a mistake that you have made in your life and ask yourself, what did I learn? How did I grow? What was the learning opportunity available there for me? You may want to pause this if you want to ponder on that a little bit more, but guaranteed there's always a learning, there's always a journey. I remember losing loads of money once, and I was absolutely gutted. I was mortified for a period of time. But actually then, as I kind of got over myself and realized that the universe is our constant supply, what is mine by divine right will always come to me, I kind of relaxed into the learning and the growth. And yes, there were certain patterns that I had repeated, which led to the losing of that. And I had recognized the similar patterns that had happened before in a similar situation. So when I'm gifted with the opportunity to have the same growth experience, I am absolutely going to do things differently. I've completely eliminated how not to do it, which has left me with a wide open road of exactly where to go in order to make some really extraordinary things happen. So I don't look upon that as anything bad. I look upon that as a really positive thing. So what I'd like to do today is I'd like you to be open to perceiving the word mistake differently. Okay, so instead of it being mistake with all those heavy feelings and feeling like a failure and that there's something wrong with you, let's divide the word into two. Instead of it being mistake, let's do it as a mistake. So think of a movie director continuing to shoot a scene until it's absolutely perfect. One of my favorite examples of this is, let's say, the Titanic, when they're in the car and they're doing that lovely steamy scene. Imagine had they've got their words wrong, or the hand came down the window in the wrong way, and the Hollywood movie director then just turned around and said, well, this is useless, this isn't going to work, let's give up. We probably wouldn't have that really famous scene the way it is now. But instead of doing that, the Hollywood movie director would have said, okay, mistake, take 2, take 3, take 4. It may have been take 50, we don't know. But all we do know is the outcome was absolutely worth every bit of refining and every bit of effort. And he kept going, or she kept going, until it was absolutely perfect. So he didn't give up at the first time they fluffed their lines or their actions were wrong. He didn't say, oh, for heaven's sake, this is pointless, this film will never work, and throw a strop and leave the film set. He keeps going, and he keeps going, and he keeps going, and he keeps going until he got the perfect shot. And it's a really important lesson for us in life, because many of us become so paralyzed by fear that we don't take any action whatsoever. But this is exactly what we need to do in order to achieve our dreams. Exactly the same as the movie director. Take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4, take 54, whatever it might be. Every single time it's a growth opportunity. So let me ask you, where is the mistake? Where is it? There's no such thing. It doesn't exist. It's not even real. So when you instead think of mistake, how does that now change the way that you feel? Some of you might be saying, oh, you know what? Yeah, I feel a lot lighter about that actually. And wow, I never really thought of it that way. Or yeah, I've heard this before. It's great to be reminded of it. So just notice how you feel now. You may feel a sense of relief. It may be the next time you go to do something, you're not going to be so scared to do it. You're just going to go for it. And if it takes 1, 2, 3, or 4 takes, then so be it. Because your soul is here on a journey to grow and to evolve. And that means experiencing loads of different emotions, loads of different feelings, and building confidence in yourself and your abilities. I have many people in my coaching practice coming and saying, you know, I just want to have more confidence. And when I have more confidence, then I will X, Y, and Z. And it's quite paradoxical, actually, because it's actually when you do things, you become more confident. So you can't wait until confidence lands on your lap until you do things. You've got to do things to build the confidence. So it's really interesting, these play on words and how these different words can, in one perception, completely cripple us, and in another perception, completely build us up. I'm going to be chatting with you as well at some point about different law of attraction words that I think would be really helpful for you to be aware of, for you to eliminate where you can. And they're quite sneaky, these little words. You wouldn't believe that, you know, some of these words can play absolute havoc on our subconscious mind. So I'm really looking forward to getting to the point of being able to share that with you. I've got so much that I want to share that will really help you in your practice as well. And I've got some really lovely speakers coming on at some point too. I've got the very beautiful Karen Drucker. I have got Yehuda Goldfeiner, who's my teacher. I've got a couple of other people up my sleeve as well. But what I would also do is head over to my Become a Master Manifestor Facebook group, because in a couple of weeks' time, let me just check my diary. Yes, so on Tuesday, the 29th of November, I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live with a friend of mine who's a classical feng shui consultant. Oh my God, You're not going to want to miss that. If you're ready to activate your environment, so it's completely supportive of all your dreams, this is absolutely the session that you're going to want to come to. I've already created an event on the Facebook group, so bring your friends. It's all free, which is fantastic, right? And then a couple of weeks after that, I've got my lovely friend coming and talking about the law of attraction and how it vibrates on different frequencies with food. Interesting. Oh, sorry, shall I say how food vibrates on different frequencies? Because yes, what we consume can either raise our vibrations or bring them down. And if you are a serious manifester and you really want to get those magic pants on and give everything the best go that you can, then these areas are going to be very, very important for you to visit and to learn about. Okay, so remember, the most important thing to remember is that all successful people make mistakes. See what I've done there? Mistakes. And one of my very, very favorite sayings is, successful people hang on when everybody else has let go. So become one of those successful people. Become one of those people that hang on when everybody else has let go. So let's take in a couple of nice deep breaths together. It's so important from the law of attraction perspective to bring your physical body into a state of relaxation, because that then affects what is going on in your energy field. So every day you can make it a part of your daily practice to sit and breathe, even if it's just for 2 or 3 minutes, to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. And in a way, it kind of opens up all the universal doors. Your energy field expands. You're open and receptive to all the good that the universe has to bring to you. Your intuition is sharp. You're really super creative. And that's something as simple as just taking in a few slow, long, deep breaths in. So if you can, take a nice, slow, long, deep breath in through your nose. Push the air down deep into all the 4 corners of your belly. So if you notice that your chest breathing, push it down into your belly, holding the breath for a few moments. And when you are ready, you can exhale and see if just make a little noise. It really, really helps with the relief. Oh. Let go of any stress, any tension. Allow your neck and shoulder muscles to relax down. And do that again. A couple of slow, long, deep breaths in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Letting your neck and shoulder muscles relax down. And now visualize yourself in a bubble of pure luminescent divine white light. And just imagine this beautiful white light, which is shining down from the heavens just for you today, is burning away, dissolving and disintegrating any old energy that's not yours, any energy that's someone else's, any negative cordings or attachments, any clouds, mucus, miasma in your biofield. Just imagine that that beautiful light is just burning it, dissolving it, disintegrating it away now. Any lower vibrational thoughts that I'm not good enough, I can't do it, someone's better than me, just let that light just dissolve and disintegrate any limiting belief patterns you might have. Any worries or stress you might have about your future, let that light just dissolve and just bring yourself completely present into this moment. The law of attraction works much better when we're present and in a very, very grateful state of being as well. In fact, let's just keep our eyes closed just for a moment. Every time you exhale, just allow any tension just to melt away. Feel your body becoming slightly heavier. Just allow yourself in this moment to completely trust that the universe has your back. In fact, let me ask you a question. If you absolutely knew and you had complete assurance that the universe is taking care of your every need, how would you be different in this moment? And if you had this assurance in every moment of your life, how would this evening or today be different for you? And now bringing yourself into presence, just notice how the breath feels as it enters into your body. Law of attraction loves complete presence, because what is going on for us in this moment is absolutely going to determine what unfolds in the next and the next and the next. And if we're in the state of relaxation and certainty and faith and trust in the universe, that is then being injected into our next moment and our next moment and our next moment. So be completely present now, trusting the universe completely has your back just for this moment. Just totally trust. Notice that air as it enters in through your nose. Notice the feelings and sensations as you exhale and empty your breath completely. Notice how it feels just to allow any tension to melt away like the warm wax of a candle. Notice the rise and the fall of your chest as your lungs expand and contract. And now you get to choose any emotion that you want to feel in this moment. You get to choose. This is the great thing about our journey. We are the conscious creators of our reality. And instead of getting swept away by the stresses and strains of life, we can actually push the pause button and go, hang on a minute. I get to choose what I'm feeling in this moment. So with you having the ability to choose any feeling in this moment, what are you choosing to feel? Could be happiness or contentment or trust, certainty, peace or joy. Whatever it might be, take a moment to now visualize yourself in that state of being. If it was happy, visualize yourself happy with a spring in your step, a sparkle behind your eyes. If it's calm and contented, just visualize what you look like in your calm and happy place in your home or on the beach, wherever it might be. And as you visualize yourself in this beautiful, positive state of being, just affirm to yourself, I choose the pathway of inner happiness and contentment, but change those to the words that suit you. I choose the pathway of. And just take a moment just to feel that just for a moment. And if you're struggling to tune into that feeling, that's perfectly normal as well. You're not doing anything wrong. What I would do just to help yourself along a little bit is remember back to a time in your life when you felt that particular emotion. And imagine that you are back there right now. And you're back in that space, you experience this positive emotion. Just take a look all around you, notice everything you see, everything you feel, everything you can smell and hear. And breathe into that and affirm again, I choose the pathway of, and then fill in the gaps. And breathe slowly and gently. Breathe that beautiful, luminescent, divine white light in through your nose, filling up the whole of your emotional body now. Any areas where you may have been feeling tired or sad or defeated or depleted, whatever it might be, breathe light into that area. And just breathe it in nice and slow. Okay, now think of a goal that you would like to reach. And just imagine for a moment that you have already reached it. Just play, just pretend. You have already reached that goal right here, right now. What do you feel? Oh my God, I feel so grateful. I feel so happy. I feel buzzing. My heart's expanding. What do you feel? So just imagine right now that the very thing that you want to manifest has already happened. Sense of achievement. Notice everything people are saying to you, the different interactions you have with people as a result. Notice how you look and feel. And then as you breathe in, just say to yourself, I choose to be happy. Or you can change the word, of course. I choose. And take a moment to notice how it feels to be in the driver's seat of your life. Not being at mercy of the stormy waters with nobody behind the helm of your ship. You've taken the helm of your ship now and you are steering your ship to calm, peaceful waters of your choosing. Okay, amazing. You can slowly start to bring your awareness and your attention back into the space and time. And just give a nice big cheesy grin on your face. And say after me, life absolutely adores me. Life absolutely supports me. And let's say together, and so it is. Okay, amazing. How do you feel? Just notice, how do you feel? Right now, I know that I'm feeling alive, enlightened, excited. So just name them. What are you feeling right now? Okay, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So keep an eye out for the next podcast, because I am going to be talking all about affirmations. This is a very, very empowering one. So if you want a bit of brain training that's going to literally set you on fire, join me for my next podcast. It's either going to be that or Karen Drucker. I'm just waiting to confirm dates. Okay. So it's either going to be the harnessing affirmations and visualizations, or it's going to be our beautiful friend who is absolutely going to blow your socks off energetically. She's the most beautiful soul, very well known, very uplifting, and incorporating her music into your manifestation practice will bring you results, and quickly. That's how good they are. Anyway, my lovely ones, it's been so beautiful to be with you once again. So remember to share this podcast, hit the share button, share it with your friends who you feel might benefit from this information right now. Follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, send me an email, let me know how you found it, and sending you loads and loads of love. And I'm holding the vision for your powerful manifestations. And I really look forward to hearing how you're getting on. All right, take care. Lots of love. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.